We watched all 3 seasons of Cobra Kai,
Indeed.
and now it's time to do our predictions, to talk about our predictions for Cobra Kai season 4.
We've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, we've already kind of flirted with some of the predictions. I have a question for you, though, before we get started.
What's that?
All right, so if Johnny and Carmen marry this season,
Yeah.
they're going to need a priest, right?
Yeah.
So could Bobby do it since Johnny
Yeah.
constantly thinks Bobby's a priest?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun? Can you
Yes.
imagine Bobby's like, I need you to be, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're the only priest I know. And
Oh, I
Bobby's gonna
love
go,
it.
I'm not a fucking priest, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Bobby's been telling him that since season 2.
For years.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be kind of fun. But seriously, are you ready to talk about some predictions?
Absolutely.
All right, guys, so check it out. I've thought long and hard about these. You're going to love these, okay?
I can't wait.
So first of all, we know Terry Silver's back this season.
Yeah.
So I figure he will give himself to the Lord. I think he's going to reach a point where you don't take me for serious? That's what I think Terry Silver is going to do. I think he's here to do good now. Because there were so many hints at that in Karate Kid Part 3.
Yeah, so many.
Yeah, so many of those. Okay, we'll skip that one. Well,
I liked your first one though.
Yeah, that wasn't bad, right?
Yeah. So are you
okay.
gonna throw your notes around like troll?
Oh, like in the thumbnail?
Yeah.
No, isn't that perfect? That he's
It
got the
is.
notes and he's got the same red pen I use, and he's throwing his fucking notes. It's the most perfect.
That's the
perfect
look on your face all the time.
all the time when I'm putting these together. Okay, so what other ideas do I have here? Oh, I think now that Brooks has lost that fight to Hawk
Yeah.
in the dojo, I think now Miguel's gonna put Brooks in a locker.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a big locker.
Yes.
But I would like to see that. I'd like to see things really flip around where Miguel bullies Brooks.
Uh-huh.
You know, just does all the shit to him. He gives him wedgies. Pretty funny, actually. You know, all the stuff. John.
Okay, Mr. Lawrence.
Hey, how about this? How about, do you think Armand's wife is
Mhm.
still going to be sticking with the Roomba Zumba? Or do you think after the new year
the
that's gone?
Zumba Mumba?
Is that what he said, Roomba Zumba?
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, nobody stays with that.
Yeah, I'm concerned
She's
she's
gonna
not
go to
going to hang in
Jazzercise
there.
though.
You know what? She might, to get fit, you know what she's going to join?
What?
Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
That's what's going to end up happening with Armand's wife.
Yeah, that's Nick Karate.
Yeah, snake karate or whatever. I don't like it. Yeah, he's fun. What about the pawn shop guy? Now, I
love that guy.
I know he's got 3 locations already. Do you think season 4 means a 4th location?
Johnny's trying to keep him in business, but not being very successful.
No,
But, I mean,
it's-
the guy doesn't need Johnny's help.
It's going horribly. So,
Yeah.
okay, pawn shop. We'll put a pin in that. What about Cutter? Now, is he still working in
Cutter.
cement mixing, or is
Oh,
Cutter
Cutter.
moving on? You always forget about Cutter. He's a main character.
You oddly remember him in,
Well, he's important. I mean, what are you gonna do?
and insert him into all kinds of scenarios.
He's probably my favorite character. Him and Miguel.
Really?
Yeah,
He had
so-
like 2 seconds of screen time.
I
and, like,
don't
2
see it that
lines.
way. I do not. That's conspiracy theory. That's untrue. Cutter, you know, his cement mixing days might be behind him. You know, maybe now he's doing something else. Remember, we know a lot about him. We know that his bar tab was significant. Johnny says he's
Right.
going to pay it off.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't. Johnny lost some
Will
money
Johnny
after that.
pay off the bar tab?
Probably not. He lost his ass after all that, after that season. Remember?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. What about Crease's snake? I know they fed him with Clarence
Yeah.
a little while ago, but I haven't seen him be fed since.
Right?
Is it possible the snake is now malnourished and no longer with us?
Oh.
A lot of possibilities here.
Escaped.
Quite possibly. Plus, didn't the snake end up in LaRusso Auto in some of the vehicles?
I don't think that was the same snake.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, you can identify the snakes now, I guess.
Yes.
All right. So I'm not so sure about that one. So far, these are good predictions, though, right?
Dimitri can identify snakes.
Dimitri with his Yelp review. I thought of him the other day. I left a bad review for somebody, and all I could think of was Dimitri.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Mine was even worse than his. Mine was pretty bad. You know, it'd be fun.
What?
On one hand, I kind of want to see Johnny spray another dick on Daniel's face on a billboard.
Yeah.
But now that they're working together, he probably won't do that.
No.
What if Daniel sprayed a dick on Johnny's face if Johnny got a billboard? That'd be
Or just
funny.
on his real face
On his own.
when he's drunk and passed out.
We used to do shit like that.
I did that
on
in
camping
college.
trips and stuff. That's
Yeah.
fun. That's fun.
That's fun times,
Oh
kids.
my God. We digress. All right, so season
Yeah.
4. So let's talk about some other stuff here. What if there's probably no more dicks going to be spray painted on faces
I drew
for
it
a
on
while.
someone's back, not their face, but
That's in a way funnier.
yeah.
Because they don't see it for a
In
while. Everybody else
lipstick.
does. I don't know. Anthony LaRusso, will he continue to lose weight? Because he's getting thinner and thinner every
I
time we see him.
know. I didn't even recognize
He
him.
looks like a whole, you know, he's going to be like the main character, I think, in a couple seasons.
Yeah, he should be.
I think that's going to be the big
They're gonna
thing
have to
is,
bring that young lad up and put him in the spotlight.
yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to continue to lose weight. He was rail thin last time we saw him in season 3.
Hmm.
He was being a real smart ass, and I think that trend
Yeah,
will
it
continue.
doesn't die.
But let's talk about predictions that people care about. See, in all seriousness, I think the trailers have given away a lot of the season,
Yeah.
and I'm a little concerned that we're not going to have twists and turns too much because they've given a lot away. Let me sum up how I seriously do see season 4 going. I think it's going to rely very heavily on jokes about Daniel and Johnny not getting along while they're trying to train the kids.
Sure.
And I think at least once, maybe twice, you'll see little rivalries between the kids, like saying kind of like what we saw in season 2,
Mm.
where Robbie and Dimitri didn't really trust Chris
Hmm.
even after he joined Miyagi Do, and then they kind of did, but then they didn't again. There was a little bit of back and forth.
Hmm.
Um, I could see that going on a lot this season, and that kind of bums me out. As much as I'm looking forward to the season, I don't really care to see a lot of that. I
Hmm.
feel like we've seen enough infighting, and even though it can be funny, I sort of want to be
Yeah.
done with it. I feel like the way season 3 ended. Remember that final moment?
Yeah.
That was, they're playing the in the air
It was a
tonight.
yeah, it was a beautiful thing.
It really was beautiful. It was very sweet, and the way Johnny and Daniel looked at each other and bowed
Hmm.
and everything. I
Yes.
really felt like, okay, can we just kind of put aside all the bullshit now, and can we kind of get down to the fact that they're working together?
Yeah.
And I knew that no, the writers aren't going to be able to pass up the opportunity at a lot more humor, right? At Johnny and Daniel picking at each other the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. I think it remains to be seen how much of that they'll get into, but because in the trailer you can see them working together also.
Yeah, yeah, but I have a bad feeling there's going to be too
Mm.
many, like 3 or 4 episodes at least
Hmm.
of them going back and forth, and this is a bad idea, and then they'll have an episode where they really want to split, and then they land on their splitting, and then maybe that's when Kreese. Remember, there's that scene where Kreese shows up again and starts trying to talk Johnny out of working with LaRusso. Remember, he makes that comment in the trailer.
Yeah, Kreese shows up as much as Daniel shows up at Cobra Kai.
I know this is apparently their only way to keep the show going is to.
Haven't they heard of telephones?
I know it's so weird, all this showing up. It's really one of the things that makes this show and the movies too kind of feel like they're in a different universe because there's
Emails,
just
texts.
so much uncomfortable showing up all the time. I mean, even back then, like in '89 when they put out Karate Kid Part 3, which actually takes place in '85, even then, I know we certainly didn't have cell phones or text or anything back then, but you
Thank
still
God.
didn't just comfortably stop by as often as they all do.
Yeah,
Terry Silver drops by, and then Mike Barnes comes over, and it's just so much like coming by all the time.
and Rosita's not exactly in Daniel's neighborhood,
Right. It's another thing. It's,
and
it's
vice versa.
he's a busy businessman. He doesn't have time for this shit. So there's a bunch of reasons why I kind of I do think that they'll keep that trope going though.
Hmm.
I think the trope of Johnny and Daniel just infighting, and then some of the kids will have little beefs and all that. And I kind of don't want to bother with that because we've already seen that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And I'd like to get onto some different kind of storytelling before
Hmm.
the tournament.
Yeah.
The tournament's a big fucking thing here. What do you
So
think?
I was just going to say to you, what is the big thing at the tournament going to be?
Well,
Something's a brewing.
I thought it was obvious when season 3 ended that no question we win, that the good guys win. Not one person online thinks that.
Hmm.
Everybody online. I am the only one in this video right now saying that I think we'd probably win. Everyone else says no way because the reason, the mentality everyone else seems to have here is if the good guys win, the show is completely over because Kreese has to leave.
Mm.
I don't see it that way at all. Kreese is not a man of honor. And Terry Silver will come up with something about how it's like a technical, some technicality
Yeah.
to where they didn't really lose. And, they're going to get into whatever.
Kreese would be too stubborn to leave.
And also, I'll give you a prediction, you guys. This is actually probably more of a season 5 prediction, but we'll see. I think they're going to replay the events, the parking lot fight in Karate Kid Part 2.
Hmm.
So Karate Kid Part 2 begins with the tournament and then a fight in the parking lot. I think this, either at the very end of season 4 or probably the beginning of season 5,
I see where you're
will be a
going.
huge parking lot fight. Just
Yeah.
enormous. And I think it'll have legal ramifications, kind of like what happened with the school fight.
Yeah.
The school fight had such legal ramifications that you could tell a lot of story from that.
Mhm.
So it won't surprise me if the good guys here do win, Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do,
Eagle thing.
if they if they do actually win, that wouldn't surprise me at all. But then a whole new story emerges out of a big fight, and also it could be like a technical kind of victory too. It could be something where like I don't know what karate tournaments are like a technical knockout in boxing,
Mhm.
or something where there's some kind of like uncertainty as to who the real winner is. Like the end of Rocky 1.
Mhm.
Remember that they gave the Rocky 1, technically Rocky did lose by a point. They actually gave it to Apollo,
Mhm.
but it was so close. It was by a point difference, and Rocky clearly controlled the fight, and there was so many reasons why the overwhelming majority would say Rocky really won that fight.
Mhm.
And so therefore, it's anybody, what are you going to do? It's a gutter war at that point. So here's another prediction though. And there's so many little things here. How about the fact I'm going to tell you who I think a new villain could be too, if Kreese does actually lose and leave and get out of town. I do have a theory about a whole new villain. Before I get into that though, let's talk about how the tournament ends. Do you
Mhm.
think Robbie is going to be true? Because I feel like they're really setting it up to where Robbie is full-blooded Cobra Kai, and then in the end something happens where he essentially like switches sides, or he does something to sabotage Cobra Kai in the tournament.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I'm not sure which way to predict it though, to be honest. But I think he still has a little bit of conflict in there, very Star Wars. So he could turn on Kreese at the very end.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he took his lightsaber and struck Kreese down, and it's getting so Star Warsy. It's funny because
Yeah,
when the show first started, there were little hints of that
yeah.
in some of the marketing, and I think some of us were like, "Oh, what are they going to do? Go Star Wars?" Now, I mean, I don't think anybody saw it. Look at this picture right now, guys. Not the one of me throwing my notes everywhere with my red pen, but the picture next to me here. I mean, look at this imagery. They're taking it very seriously. Johnny's got to look like he's on planet Tatooine. Miyagi's far
Oh
in the
my God.
background. Ali's there. It's just crazy. Um, anyway, this was funny. If you look at this picture hard enough, that tree almost looks like a dog. Doesn't it look like a dog's face a little bit? Just a little?
I
The,
don't see
the one
it.
by Crease's shoulder? No? Okay.
I don't see it.
That's just me trolling. Okay. We're almost out of time here. Let's talk about a couple more things. The tournament ends, and there's footage in the trailer, and this is the most confusing footage ever, of Daniel and Johnny bowing to each other.
Yeah.
That is extremely odd footage. So you're the voice of reason. What do you think?
Hmm.
Do they fight? Because there's that moment in the trailer where they say that the tournament is totally different now. They're doing something crazy. They have a new
That's my
rule.
big question.
And then what the other question then is, this is what's so confusing. Why would Daniel and Johnny fight if they're supposed to be there together?
Yeah, the bow, I don't know what that's all about, so I'm not sure what to think, but I'm entertaining the possibility that the senseis get involved or I don't know, they're changing something up at the tournament.
Let's not forget too, there's the other scene where Johnny is like training Daniel.
Yeah, oh wow.
And there's no students around. It's
Right.
just them. So
Yeah.
it's not like he's, they're
They're
not
and they're all
demonstrating.
learning each other's, methods.
Yeah,
So,
right. So the fact that he's training LaRusso and
mhm.
not just showing him something, he's really training him. He's like, come on,
Yes.
LaRusso, come on. So that tells me that there is going to be a fight either in the tournament or a street fight between Daniel and Johnny versus Terry and Kreese,
Mhm.
which is the biggest fan service ever, right? We want that.
Yes.
Unless you threw Chosen in there too,
Yeah.
and I don't know, Mike Barnes, I guess. That would be even better. But come on, how far are we going to go with this?
Are we gonna see Mike Barnes?
Yeah, it's enough. That's probably the big question on my mind is, are we actually going to see him yet?
I'm
Remember,
dying to see Mike Barnes.
the actor said he was going to be in season 2, right
Yeah.
after season
Bring
1
on
came out.
Sean Caden, please.
And then we thought he'd be in 3 for sure. He wasn't in 3. It's like, I don't know. Maybe they're keeping him a secret, but they didn't keep Terry Silver a secret.
Mhm.
Why would they keep him a secret? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Very confusing stuff. So I'm really, really baffled by the Daniel and Johnny bowing to each other in the tournament.
Yeah.
On one hand, I kind of think they bow to each other, and then Kreese and Terry Silver bow to each other, and then, you know what I mean? Like they're all just, and then that was just the clip they chose to use for the trailer. But on the other hand, I don't know. Maybe they actually do fight each other for some weird reason. I can't imagine why, because they're
Mhm.
certainly going into this together. So I don't know. That's one of the only major questions I have. Otherwise, I kind of
Mhm.
think this season might write itself.
I'd like to hear what
unfortunately.
other people think.
Yeah, comment down below. Hey, you haven't clicked like yet. Click like. We have almost no subscribers, so you must subscribe. I mean, certainly you find this entertaining. One final thought, and I think this gets into season 5 more, but I'll give you a prediction. I think the future villain, Miguel's dad. It's coming.